All right, Ayisha, I'll let you take it over here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Justin. Thank you so much to the audience here for taking this time out of your busy schedule to attend this event. So I will ensure that I provide the content that is needed and that could be applied in your own fields. And this serves as a good starting point. And eventually, we'll go to the advanced section in our upcoming sessions and the workshops. So again, let me introduce myself. This is Aisha. So I'm based out of Minnesota, and I have a master's degree in computer science from IUB, and I've been working on multi-cloud architecture designs and automation arena, and currently on AI from past decade. And yes, it's wonderful to be part of Applied AI, who is like making a lot of efforts in driving community events to provide the AI education, which is going to transform the industries all over the globe, including the academics. So let us start with a brief intro of today's workshop. So is my screen visible? Could you please confirm?
Yeah, you might want to change it to be presentator mode. Just in.
Sure.
There you go.
Okay. So in today's webinar, we'll start with Gemini AI's, innovation, uh, innovation footprint, the current blueprint, and we'll go with the product overview, its capabilities and the technologies behind it. And I will, give the live demo of coding using Google AI Studio and its various features coming to the language, coming to like text analysis, video analysis, audio analysis, text to image conversion, audio to video conversion, sorry, audio to text conversion, and generating videos, and what are the products that are in the Google's landscape uh, in enhancing the user experience in the retail sector, healthcare, cloud, and user experience on content creation, on and what are its growth trajectory, and doing the competitive analysis. And I will also give the brief overview of the benchmarks that we have to gauge the performance between Gemini AI's model and its competitor models like ChatGPT-4, like GPT-4 and GPT 3.5, and then eventually we'll take it from there. So just giving a brief overview of Gemini AI. So Google started working on artificial technologies in the year 2010. So that's like a decade and a half ago. And then it started with a team called DeepMind and Brain, whose entire focus was on AI technologies and in setting the standards, in identifying the models uh, that will help them build the competitive models that could be of benefit to the industries that I have mentioned. And then eventually, the AI, though the research and experimentation started in the 2010s, but still the capabilities and the models and the products were brought into the market like last couple of years, like last 2 to 3 years. And last year it became more prominent with the invention and with the product being brought to the market, such as like ChatGPT 4. So, giving a brief overview of Gemini AI, like I already said, Google's deep learning and brain platforms developed this Gemini AI, and whose focus was on improving the user interaction with technologies using the language processing models, natural language processing, the deep learning models, and the thing with Gemini AI is it integrates with the existing Google platforms, such as Google Cloud, the services that are hosted on Google Cloud, and also the existing services that we have as a Google offering, Like we have Google Forms, which could be integrated with this AI capabilities. We have Google Content Studio that could be integrated with this. So AI is not going to replace the existing technologies, but AI is going to enhance the existing products and the services. And then going to the purpose and the vision of the technology, uh, yes, we do have machine learning capabilities, and we do have the standard benchmarks and the references for this, such as NLP processes. Um, so what Google is doing is it wants to make use of these technologies to provide the products and the services and the features that could cover the broader landscape of the products and broader landscape of the industries as well. So in the upcoming slides, I would cover the exact use cases using Google AI Studio, but just giving a brief overview of the existing Gemini AI. So coming to the key features and the capabilities, yes, it has real-time data processing and insights, wherein we could provide it with a large data sets. Even the data sets that are processed by the big data analytics company. And then we have the advanced natural language understanding. So it is seen that Google's Gemini AI model is surpassing the humans LP standards, which is massive multitasking language understanding models. So humans stands at 89.8%, whereas Gemini AI's performance is at 90%. So it is even surpassing the humans' advanced capabilities and the advanced natural language understanding. And I gave a benchmark as to where it is. And yes, as already explained, the seamless integration with the existing Google tools. Coming to the technical overview and the core technologies. Yes, as mentioned, the machine learning and deep learning frameworks. We have the natural language processing for understanding human speech. We have big data analytics for handling large data sets that are stored in data warehouses. And then coming to system architecture and components, yes, because any product that comes in the market from a major competitor, it has to be accessible by the audience all across the globe. It looks for the scalability, and for it to be scalable and for it to be reachable with the least minimum latency that is possible, uh, we make use of uh, the systems such as content delivery networks. And Google also is making use of this, wherein this product is hosted on the data centers all across the globe, and it is accessible by the crowd all across the globe. And the level of access that is given at the free tier and also at the paid tier depends on the features that we need and what is the amount of data we want to kind of extract it and process it. And yes, robust security protocols to protect user data. Yes, so the entire Gemini AI is based on the data, and that data can be sensitive data. For example, a patient's data is a confidential data, and in a retail domain, a patient's credit card or the banking history is a confidential data, and the security, social security numbers and things like that. So it becomes highly crucial to safeguard this data. Otherwise, the industries or the consumers will take a step back in integrating these technologies. And Google has robust security protocols in place to protect the data. And then coming to the data processing and analysis methods, like any AI model, it makes use of predictive analytics, and it is not 100% accurate, but the accuracy is improving. And when we look at the different parameters, because Gemini is on the multimodality feature, wherein it is making use of text, video, text, audio, and the images, then what it does is it does the predictive analytics. And I will show that in the Google AI Studio on some of the example prompts. And yes, it has a real-time data processing and also the advanced algorithms for pattern recognition and anomaly detection. And like I said, when it comes to machine learning, we have this supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. So based on the different outcomes that we are desiring, a supervised, learning is for the targeted outcomes, and an unsupervised learning is more for the research. So we want to arrive at a product, but there is a lot of research that goes on behind it. We have three teams working on. It, and all the three teams are trying to provide the same outcome, but in between, the processes, the way things run are like unsupervised because it's a research work. And that is one part of it. And when it comes to reinforcement, it's more of a adaptive decision making. It comes in between supervised and unsupervised. And coming to the algorithms employed, it has like neural networks for complex data interpretation, and it has decision trees for classification tasks, and clustering algorithms for grouping similar data points. I will show an example of this on Google Studio. And coming to the data training and model development process, we have continuous data feeding for model improvement, and use of diverse data sets to minimize bias, and also the regular model updates based on the user feedback. So in the upcoming slides, I'll say like what is the next product that Google is planning in the line of Gemini, and what will be its features and capabilities. So we'll cover more of that in the upcoming session. And now let's move to the next one. Yes, coming to natural language processing. Uh, what is the role of a natural language processing in Gemini AI? One is we have like 7 continents, and we have so many countries, so many states, so many cities, and there is so much of diversity in terms of languages. And that being said, it's important for any model to have that adaptability to different languages, and that is where the language translation comes into place, and enhancing human computer interaction. So when it comes to HCI, it's all about the user experience with the least minimum latency, and also by increasing the footfall of the users. For example, we are creating a YouTube channel. We want to increase the footfall. We want to increase the subscribers, and we want to increase the views and the impressions. So how do we do that? By generating the high quality content, and that is where Gemini AI is going to help us. And also supporting the voice activated commands and queries. This is like very beautiful. We have like Internet of Things, wherein we have voice activated commands. For example, on our Apple, we are using Siri. We say, hey Siri, open a particular app. It opens the app for us. So that is like one of the things. And coming to the techniques that are used for this, we have the sentiment analysis. For example, say in WhatsApp, we do have the reactions, which gives the glimpse of the sentiments across the users in the group. And then we have the contextual understanding. We have language generation for creating human-like text. And then coming to the user interface and experience, Gemini or the Vertex AI Studio, and also the AI Studio, they have ensured that the features are very clearly visible on the studio for its creation and for the ease of use. And we can also create the customizable interface in terms of UI and UX design, and accessible to users with varying abilities. So if a person is blind, he can give commands, and he could hear it. So there is this feature. And for a person who doesn't know, say for example, I don't know how to read English, so we have this feature wherein I want to read an English novel, so I can upload the English novel, and have it read for me. And then coming to the accessibility, um, like I said, the visual aids, simple navigation, voice commands already covered. And customization options, yes, in terms of themes, in terms of font size, in terms of text styles. So the AI Studio and the Gemini AI provides all of these customizable features and the adaptive layouts for, say, tab, phone, and computer or a system. So all of these are like adaptive layouts. So when we are publishing a web design, we say like we have a phone, and my design should be adaptable to the phone, and it should also be adaptable to the laptop. So I have a feature to publish it on multiple medias. And it requires different sizing, which is automatically taken care by the product itself. And then user control privacy settings. This is one of the things. So this is just a code example of how to, how to use Gemini AI in your code. So what we do is, say, for example, we're using a Python code and we want to make use of libraries such as OS and Pandas. So what do? We import it. Similarly, we import the libraries such as request. We provide the API key, to do the third-party integrations and the endpoint for the Gemini AI. So this is what generally we do in a coding scenario. We provide the keys that is used to access, say, the cloud provider ABC, like AWS, Azure, GCP. We provide the secret keys, we provide the tenant IDs. So similarly for the Gemini as well, we provide the API key for authentication and authorization. Then we provide the endpoint. And this is a sample function to interact with Gemini AI, wherein we are, we are creating a function called generate text, and we are providing the authorization in the headers, and we are providing data in terms of prompts. So for the users of ChatGPT and also the, Gemini AI, so it mostly works through prompts. So we are giving it the request in the form of prompts. We are saying, do this, this, this in terms of prompts. And you know and a function is returning a response with the headers and the JSON data, and return the response in the form of text. And how do we use this function? We say we are providing the prompt as input, say explain the significance of machine learning in healthcare. So the text is generated and then the text is printed, the output is printed. So this is how we could integrate Gemini AI into our own code base. So for example, for the users of GitHub, which is quite prominent, we have this feature of Copilot, wherein it is able to auto-complete the code. So how is it able to do it? Internally, this is how the programming goes. And before I do this, I would like to give some use cases of the Gemini AI in the Vertex AI Studio. So let me move over to the Google AI Studio and give the brief overview about its features and how it looks like and how we can provide the prompts, and give some examples of the conversions that that are possible. So this is how Google AI Studio looks like, and the specific product is Vertex AI. So like we have Eclipse for Java code development, like we have Visual Studio Code for a lot of different programming languages development, for Terraform code development. Similarly, for the Gemini AI capabilities and for the AI functionalities and coding and programming and prompts, we have like Vertex AI Studio. So Vertex AI Studio is similar to, or is approximately equal to, like ChatGPT 4 prompts. But the beauty of Vertex AI is it has much more additional features and it has much better user experience compared to ChatGPT 4. The reason I say this is because I've used both of them, and when I look at it, ChatGPT 4 is all about new prompts, provide the prompts, and it generates the code. It generates the code, it generates the text, but when it comes to Vertex AI, it gives different set of capabilities like multimodal, the language, vision, and speech. And similar to the data, we have like feature store, we have data sets, we could label the tasks, and we have a dashboard, we have model garden, we have pipelines to have this AI code go and running, and then we have the notebooks for collaboration and workbench, and then we have the model developments, um, the training experiments, metadata, and then in deploy and use, we have model registry, online prediction, batch prediction for batch processing of data. Because when it's a huge bulk of data, it is split into batches, and then the data is processed like batch by batch. And then we have the vector search, and for managing capabilities, we have like array on Vertex AI. So I will cover the multimodal vision, speech, and language as part of today's webinar, and the much additional features will be covered in the hands-on workshop that is planned in the upcoming Saturdays, as suggested by Justin. So let me start with this. When we look at the Vertex AI Studio, yes, it quickly, it will help us to test the code and the prompts quickly, and it will also help us to customize the generative AI models so that we can integrate them into our own use cases. For example, I'm into cloud architecture, so I want to create my, cloud process or cloud automation documentation. So what I can do is I can generate my documentation using the Vertex AI Studio's capabilities. I can generate the beautiful images, and I can uh, come up with the standard data maps. I can come up with the web layer, data layer, and application layer, microservices designs. So all of this is possible. So that is my use case. So likewise, a developer would want, a Python developer would want the Python code, uh, say to deploy services on Google Cloud. So it will be able to, I mean, he or she will be able to do it using the Vertex AI's studio, using its, language and multimodal features. So I'll just show the prompts that would make this possible. And it'll also make things clear for a lot of us who are quite new to these technologies and the prompting methodologies. So yes, so just giving a brief, product landscapes that we have as part of Vertex AI Studio. So the most important one is multimodal. So when we say multimodal, it's mostly about, text, speech, audio, and video. So this being said, and also the image. So these are the 5 different models. So the reason Gemini AI is quite popular compared to other models in the market is because it is combining and aggregating the features of all of this into one single product. And yes, that is the most prominent feature of the Gemini, and that is why it has gained so much of popularity. And next is like language, again powered by Gemini. So this is like, we have the natural language and code prompts for tasks like code generation, chatbots, and summarizing, comprehensive writing, generating the, say, question bank, or generating the code, generating the task list, generating the technical documentation. All of it is covered by this. And we have like Vision, which is powered by Imagine, which is another product. It is also a product in the Google's AI landscape, but it is mostly for the image generation, for generating new images, or for enhancing the new images, for enhancing the existing images, for producing high quality content. For example, we have a 2D image, we want to convert that into a 3D image. Why? To give the better user experience, for greater quality of content. So Imagine is one of the product that would help us. And we also have like speech. So Google has this universal speech model, which converts speech into text, and also it will synthesize the other way around. We are speaking, we provide the audio, and it generates text. So I will show that example as well. So coming to multimodal, so it has its sample prompts that we could use, and just giving a sample in the interest of time, because we're already halfway through. Let's go with the code generation scenario. So these are the prompts I've already created. All you have to do is create a prompt, Python code to deploy Google Cloud Services. Okay, so this is my prompt wherein I'm saying, write Python code to call Terraform modules to deploy 10 Google Kubernetes Engine clusters on Google Cloud. I say submit, and it is generating the response. It is generating the code.
Is it actually able to execute this code for you inside of your GCP instance here?
So this code, at this point, the code is generated to achieve that. In order to test it, we will have to test it, because I haven't provided the API key and the project ID, right? So those are like my inputs on the Google Cloud. So I should have a Google Cloud, Google Cloud credentials to do it, which I have to provide as an input. So it is generating the skeleton of the code, but the variables is something that I have to provide.
Okay, great. Thank you. That makes sense.
Okay. So that being said, this is one of the example for, code generation. So we could generate the code in Python. We can generate the code in Java, Node.js, React, and .NET. So all of these capabilities, we do have it. Because like I said, it is a multimodal approach, and it is a multimodal approach wherein we have large data sets in place. It is like a central warehouse of large complex data sets. So for example, in a region, we will have different data centers, and we identify region as one and data center as availability zones in a cloud provider's terminologies. So similar to that, in a multi-model, we have a huge data warehouse, and wherein we have separate building blocks inside of which for different languages. So all of this is like in Fed. And then, yes, this is like one of the example. Coming to the next prompt for the image analysis. So the first one was for the code generation, wherein we are providing a prompt to generate a code. And the second one is for the image analysis. So I have provided an image of the Google map of a specific location, and I'm asking, Gemini to actually list the cities on the Google map, list the colleges that are on the Google map, and list the parks that are on the Google map. So when I say submit, there is a clear option to insert the media. And this is the use case wherein we could give a image input based on our use case. So my use case is I want to know the cities around, and I want to know the colleges that we have. So this is the response it gave. It identified the cities, image analysis, and it also identified the colleges.
Someone on the chat asked if it's possible to get an estimate of cost.
Estimate cost of what?
Good question. It's not my question.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Dan.
I have seen when you actually deploy models and stuff, you can basically give it a maximum. There's a certain amount,
Yes.
like a threshold that you want to hit when you're deploying your own models. I've seen that in Vertex. With regards to Gemini specifically, like, hey, this thing that she's running here, this is going to cost you, before you spin it up, this is going to cost you so much per request. Do you have any idea, Ayisha? Have you seen any of that? Like per prompt, I
So
guess.
we do
what you
have
answered.
yeah. So when it comes to like Gemini product offerings, we have 3 offerings. One is Ultra, Nano, and Pro. So Nano is like for a single device, and Pro is like for a medium scale data set and the medium scale use cases. And Pro is like it is charged, wherein it has a huge data set capabilities. So when it comes to pricing models, we always have the option to reach out to the pricing team, who will provide us with the pricing specifications, the exact pricing specifications based on our use case. So yes, like I said, Google has this like 3 product offerings in the Gemini scope. So based on our use case, we can go with it. So yes, I was discussing about the image analysis, and this is the image that I provided as input. And it identified the cities, it identified the colleges. So this is like, wow. Right. So this is like one other prompt for the image analysis. So the first prompt that I showed was for the code generation. The second prompt that I showed is for the image analysis and to get the data and to analyze the data based on our image input. And extending that, yes, this is another feature wherein we are like visualizing. For the people who are in the tech industry, we would be aware of the Tableau, we would be aware of the Kibana, we would be aware of Grafana, which is, it is generating the visualizations, right? It is generating the visualizations, and we would have the backend data, data storage, or data scrapers or tracing capabilities. So here what we are doing is we are providing a chart wherein we are analyzing a product's performance. What were the scales of a particular product? What was the retention rate? What was the churn rate? People continued to use it, and people left that and they chose another option. So all this is used in, exclusively in retail industries, e-commerce industries, in every sector, but for different use cases. For example, in retail, we have thousands of SKUs. We have, when I say SKUs, it's like thousands of products. So each product's performance is analyzed. We could use this. We can use this feature to analyze each of it and give us the end result as to which products are performing are way ahead than others, and doing the competitive analysis. So I have provided one of the example wherein, I've provided a chart of a sales by product. We have this revenue comparison over time. What were the monthly sales of a product, and and what is the churn rate and the retention rate? And I'm just giving a caption. I can generate a caption, and I can also analyze the data from this. How? By using visual Q&A feature. So here, we have this visual Q&A feature wherein we can provide the questions and it will generate the answer. Here my question was, what is the sales by product in the image? So it gave me an answer as 374,954 by analyzing this image. So this is like one of another interesting use case. And, in the hands-on workshop that is planned in the upcoming Saturdays, I will go through each one of these use case in much more details. And I will also cover the in-depth, in-depth use cases in 3 prominent industries. One is healthcare, retail, banking, through real-time projects, and through more complex, through adding more complexities, and having a more sophisticated architecture needs, and having more sophisticated outcomes. And yes, so this is something that I wanted to give a demo on as part of coding. Now let's move forward to the real world applications. So as demoed, just giving a brief liners as to what would be its use cases. One is in use in healthcare for patient data analysis, and for market trend predictions, and implementation in retail for personalized customer experiences. Yes. And then impact on businesses and industries, automation of repetitive tasks. For example, we have 1,000 SKUs, we want to analyze its performance. We have one single file having each of the product's performance and market trends reports. We are providing that as input, and we are asking them, like, which is the product that got highest sales. So it would analyze and give and list out the products in the sequence of the revenue it generated or the profit it generated. And then enhance decision making with data-driven insights. Yes, so this product was sold highly. Why was it sold? Because it offered value at the most minimum price. And how did we make the decision? We made the decision by doing the data-driven insights of the real-time data, of the past sales it generated. And then we have improved customer engagement and satisfaction. Yes. And then personal use and consumer benefits, smart home integration for automated living, Internet of Things. Everything is smart. We have smart fridge, we have smart lights, we have smart fans, we have smart AC. Everything is smart. We have robo cleaners, for example. And then personal assistance for scheduling and reminders. Very easy. So we can generate a task to-do list. We can schedule the emails to be sent on a daily basis, weekly basis. We can send the follow-up emails. All of this is already visible in the Google Mail. In Gmail, we see this feature like use AI to respond, to provide the response. So it auto completes the email for us, and it also asks for scheduling it. And it also shows us the reminder. So that's the beauty of it. Then we have enhanced entertainment experiences through personalized content. Yes. So there are a lot of tools in the market wherein the beauty of the tool is to actually make the image more beautiful. For example, beautify.ai, something like that. And Google AI is also providing a similar product to do it called Imagine, IMAGEN, which does the same capabilities. And that capabilities could be integrated into a new product that we could come up. Again, the product is to enhance the content, to provide a greater resolution, things like that. And then
Yeah,
coming to the ethical
Ayisha,
concept.
you
Yes.
you mentioned healthcare, and somebody had a question. I wasn't sure if you knew if it was compliant with HIPAA or PCI DSS. If they've kind of said that Gemini can be used in healthcare.
So we have this benchmarks. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. Thank you so much for asking this question. We have this particular benchmarks which are like standards for text, video, audio, and multimodal. So what Google is doing is Google is adhering to those compliances, and Google is adhering to those compliances, and it is also showing the percentage of adherence. Like no product can 100% do the adherence, but what is the percentage that Google is doing, Gemini is doing, and what is the percentage like ChatGPT-4 is doing? So when we do the comparison of both, Gemini is adhering to the standards much more than ChatGPT-4 in most of the use cases.
Sure. Okay.
So there are particular benchmarks like Down, LLP, MMLU. So doing the comparative analysis, Gemini is adhering to more compared to ChatGPT-4, and it is based on the data. It is based on the assessment that was performed, which are like standards, and which is performed by the third party. It is not performed by Google. It is not performed by ChatGPT-4, but a third party is doing it, and that data is being used by both of these companies.
Gotcha. Great. Thanks.
And then, yes, coming to the privacy concerns and data protection, yes, user control over personal data sharing must, anonymization of sensitive data, yes, strict adherence to data protection laws, yes. So Google has set this ethical considerations like 6 points, and all of that is covered as part of ethical considerations, and they're ensuring, and at least they are telling its consumers that we are adhering to the standards. We want to make use of AI for the benefit of human beings, and also in safeguarding the human sensitive data, and also any data in that case. And then ethical use guidelines and policies, yes, they have a clear guidelines on responsible AI use. Like they don't want to use AI to create a mass destructive weapons. Yes, they're absolutely no for it. And they don't want their product to be used for for harming an individual, whether it's human, whether it's animals or anybody. So they want to make use of this to make it beneficial to the society, but not to be a destructive weapon. So yes, the security controls are in place, clear guidelines are in place, and there's also ongoing dialogue with stakeholders wherein the requirements are being gathered about what are what is the data sensitivity, what is the level of protection that is needed, and how Google and Gemini can adhere to it. Doing a competitive analysis, yes, like I said, we have this benchmarking performance against leading AI solutions, and unique features that set Gemini AI apart. Multimodality and adaptability and integration capabilities, they are huge, whether it is in research, whether it is in in generating new medicine, studying the genes, which is a complicated procedure, and doing the protein analysis to cure certain incurable diseases at this point, like cancer and things like that. And then eventually, what is its market position and the growth potential? There is rapid adoption rate, like I said, because of the features it is offering, and also because of the ease of user experience, because of its accessibility. That is one of the key factors. And potential for expansion into new markets, yes, and strength in leveraging Google's brand and resources. So Google has itself built a brand over the years that is like unbeatable in so many of the spaces. And then and Gemini is offered as a product from Google. So a brand that is already intact is providing a product that is competing against all of its predecessors. What are the challenges and also the limitations? Like in any multimodal, the accuracy is never 100%. At least at this point, it's not 100%. There is always some anomaly. But what we could do is, and what the company is doing is, it is trying to improve based on the feedback loop. And limitations in understanding context and nuance. Scalability challenges in handling vast amounts of data. So scalability challenges always comes with the vast amount of data. And if it's a multi-model, then the data is even like, 100x more than the usual data warehouse, big data warehouses. And then scalability and performance issues. Yes, ensuring consistent performance across different platforms on the different offerings like Nano, Pro, Ultra, and scaling the AI to handle simultaneous requests efficiently, balancing resource use with optimal output. This is one of the challenge. And then addressing user concerns and skepticism. Yes, educating users about AI benefits and safety. Building trust is crucial through reliability and transparency, and addressing fears about AI replacing human roles. Like I already said, AI is not going to replace human roles, but what is needed is that the humans understand and adapt and implement AI, learn how to develop projects using AI, learn to integrate its features into the product, understand the technical depth of it, and produce products using AI capabilities, and usually own those products. What is the future development and roadmap? Yes, Gemini is introducing Gemini 2, whose features is yet to be disclosed. And but at a broader level, it has something like, it will introduce more advanced NLP features and expansion of AI capabilities to new domains and continuous improvement based on user feedback. So Google has this feedback loop for any of their product offering, for all of their product offering, and they've continuously improved based on the feedback loop. So there is always this consumer to the provider relationship, right? So provider always ensures whatever consumer needs, he gets it. That's when the relationship stays intact. And long-term vision for Gemini AI, becoming a leader in ethical AI development, pioneering new AI applications in various industries. So they have some great products coming up, like AlphaGo, AlphaMore, and Imagine. Gemini is one of those, and Gemini 2 is also coming. And then fostering a global AI ecosystem for collaboration. Yes, they're open to collaboration. And then coming to research and development focus areas, investing in breakthrough AI technologies, which they have been doing since 2010 in terms of billions of dollars, and partnering with academic and research institutions. So I remember while I was doing my academics, Google had this Google Student Ambassador program. So they always have this connect with the academic and research institutions, because that is where a lot of research is performed. They allocate the budget, they provide the budget, and they give the use case, come up with the solutions. Yes, they have always maintained it, and even in the field of AI, they've been actively and proactively doing it, focusing on sustainable and ethical AI development. Yes, this is one of the other area. Integration with Google ecosystems. Google has already integrated AI capabilities with existing products. We could see this in Gmail. We could see this in Google AI Studio, Google Content Creator, Google Content Studio, and Google Forms, all of this, and enhancing Google's existing offerings with Gemini AI, AI-powered features in Google Maps and Google Photos to enhance the photos, to do the conversion, to provide the different themes, to convert 2D into 3D, Google Maps, like I said, to do the analysis, like I want to list out all the parks, colleges, restaurants, and the cities that are in and around the for Google is doing it, and then enhancing security features in Google's platforms. Because AI has the capability to identify to identify the drifts and the deviations. For example, in our projects, we do the penetration testing to do the threat modeling. So similarly, Google is also including all of these features in their platforms, and AI has a huge role to play as an underlying technology. And data sharing and collaboration within Google ecosystem. So leveraging shared data for comprehensive insights, yes, and then cross-platform data integration for a seamless experience, yes. When we say cross-platform, like I mentioned, Nano, Pro, and Ultra for different Nano is for the single device. It could be our phone, or it could be a laptop. So Pro is a bit higher, and Ultra is like for the large scale data systems or data centers. And then we have collaboration tools for teams and businesses. We see this in Google Hangouts, and AI would help in generating better conversations with the people. Or we are, for example, I'm here, I know English, so there are people in Nigeria who don't understand Nigeria. They don't understand English, so AI can do the language translation for them. Or I can understand Nigerian language using the AI, wherein it would do the language translation. What is the global impact and reach? So Gemini AI's role in global technology advancement. So it is leading innovation in AI technology. It is addressing global challenges. Yes, it is promoting digital literacy and AI education worldwide. Yes, there are a lot of free certification programs that are being offered by Google at this point, wherein, for all of the AI products it has generated, it has created a educational content, and by actually going through that content and clearing the assessment, we get certified, and that has a value in probably getting a new project or getting a new job. So it's definitely a very good use case of a digital literacy. And then addressing global challenges through AI for environmental issues, to identify the heat maps around, to predict the natural disasters well before time, so that we could save the lives and livestock. And using AI in healthcare for global health improvements. So when we say global health improvements, we have the products in the healthcare domain, which is doing the gene analysis, the genome analysis, and to come up with the better medicines and better cure for the complex proteins that are eventually cause diseases. So there is a lot of extensive research happening, and the specific product also I will give an overview in the upcoming workshop that we are planning. And accessibility and inclusion in different regions, localizing AI features for regional needs, overcoming language and cultural barriers, ensuring equitable access to AI technology. So when we discuss this, it's more of a like some, even in the existing use cases, say we have region 1 and region 2, people with two different cultures. For example, the clothing is different. One stay in a place which is like very cold, and the other stay in like very warm, so the clothing needs are different. So if I am a retailer, I make use of this AI capabilities to identify the consumer's needs, and I provide the winter clothing for the region 1, which is experiencing winter, and I provide the summer clothing, something casual and cozy and cotton, for the people who are staying in a region which is like warm. And then equitable access to AI technologies. Google is providing the free tier access. Even the Vertex AI Studio that I just showed is actually a free tier. So it is ensuring that AI technology education is available to all and its features is usable to all. So yes, I think it's a very good use case. Yeah, thank you so much. And please let me know if there are any questions, if there is any feedback. We are very much open to it. And thank you so much, Justin, and the
Yeah.
audience for your valuable time. And yes.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. So if there are any questions, we've had some stuff happening here. I think we have about 5 minutes or so left. There's been, some chatter here around, Vertex AI, Vertex AI Studio. I mean, the example that you showed was, allowing you to basically hop in and use a couple of different multimodal features that were there. Were these ones, I'm just curious, were these ones that you created, or because I know I've seen a lot of examples, like they've been really, I will say Google's been really good about publishing on GitHub and through their Vertex AI, SDK, just a lot of various ways to do things and various examples. So I wasn't sure if you dreamt these up or if they were based on some ones that you had found.
No, this is the common use case that I, as an individual and as a layman, would need it in my day-to-day basis, right? So, for
Yeah.
example, I'm into cloud architecture wherein I have to write the automation code in Python and Terraform, HCL specific language. So this is my use case. And because the audience that we have here is also mostly from the tech background, I wanted to, give a real-time use case, like how this could be used. And these are generally a prompts that we would need on a daily basis. So these prompts are generated by me. But as part of the workshop that is planned, I will have a GitHub repo for the most needed prompts for the people from tech and also from the non-tech background. So yes, this is totally by me, Justin. There's no reference from others.
Yeah.
And these are
Okay.
prompts that are needed by laymen, yes.
Cool.
Have you used Google AI Studio at all? It looks like it's free.
Yes, it's free.
Have you used it at all? How does it compare to Vertex?
So I've used Google AI Studio and I've also used Vertex AI. Vertex AI is more of a AI development studio for multiple, use cases.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know, I
And
posted Dan that like, if you just start using Bard, from what I understand, they're basically using Gemini now
yes,
as an end
so
user. Sorry, go ahead,
so
Ayisha.
that yeah, so I was saying that uh, Vertex AI Studio is actually a development studio for the AI modeling and the use cases and the prompting, similar to ChatGPT 4 prompts.
Awesome. Well, good. I appreciate everyone attending here today. We had a great turnout. As I said, this was just a kind of, hey, let's try doing something on Wednesdays here, kind of an off time over lunch. Most of our meetups have been during the evenings or on Saturday mornings, but we decided to try something over lunch here. Looks like it was pretty successful. And I think, Ayisha and I are going to kind of go back and figure out what we can do on a location to meet and start doing more hands-on work. With regards to some hands-on workshops over the weekend. I think Saturdays is probably a pretty good time if you want to try and block out a good 3 to 4 hours to sort of dive deep into a number of different topics. And I guess my point in saying all of this is that, if there's something you would like to show on a Wednesday, reach out to me. Just hit me up on LinkedIn, just Justin Grammons, or find me on anywhere on the Applied AI MN stuff. And let me know. I think, Gemini was a really, I guess, relevant topic because they just sort of came out with it here, just released it just a couple of weeks ago. And so I thought this was a great topic for us to talk about, but there's a lot of other things that we can talk about. One topic that I want to talk about is LangChain, and I'm going to be doing a presentation on LangChain in a week or so here. at Code Freeze, and I would love to do that here as well. You know, some sort of a Wednesday later on this month. So reach out to me if there's something that you would like to talk about for an hour block here over on a Wednesday. And then, like I say, we're looking to do a number of different hands-on events here coming up. And we're at the beginning of the year. We have big plans. We've got a lot of really good stuff coming down the line. And I would say I need your help, right? I think as a community, we're going to survive and learn from each other as more and more people sort of step up and can share what they learned. So thank you, Ayisha. I appreciate what you presented here today, and stay tuned, group. And this will be out on the YouTube page at video.appliedai.mn probably later today. And so, you know, if you wanted to let somebody know about that, or that was not able to attend this meeting, just have them go to that site and click subscribe so you can be kept up to date on everything. So have a good rest of your day. We're at time right now, and thanks everyone. See you in the future.
Thank you so much for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you.